rentrer sur l'appareil, votre téléphone.
La nuit, c'est même le jour, je sais pas.
Ouais, mais dans ce cas-ci, peu importe, toi ou un autre, quelqu'un qui est 45 mois, c'est arrivé, là. Quelqu'un trop longtemps sur une machine, comme un autre, je m'excuse.
Fuck. It was not a good time to hear people talking in the morning. It's like, you know, when I come here, I don't want to hear people bullshit, you know what I mean? I'm not mentally prepared to deal with shit like that. So there's like two old men who train here, right? And, well, old, I mean, 60s, I guess, you know? So one guy, and, you know, they're all, you know, right? So we're in a gay area, and one of them, they're supposed to be friends, but then, you know, right, they're gay friends, so it's like they're not really caring for the other person. They're just trying to show one up on each other. At least one is, but melding it into advice or wisdom. But they both have equal wisdom, you know, and they're both equally immature, because inherently, if you're fucking immature, you're stuck at the child phase, you know what I mean? When you're in your 60s and you're trying to figure out stuff like you're an adult, but you should have figured that out when you were like 20, you know? But anyway, so he's talking about training. He's like, do you think it should be... He's like trying to phrase it in a way to say, like, to have him think it, and he's like, he can't phrase it properly. So he's saying, I think you should. Who the fuck cares what you think you should? You're still an old you know what I mean? It's like, shut the fuck up. And the other one's like, yeah, well. And like, he couldn't say, like, if I was impressed by you, I would be asking you questions, but you're still an old anyway, so like, what the fuck? You know, but he didn't say that. What he did was he took it, you know. Is it because he's seeing the guy every day? Is it because they're friends? And he values his opinion? Fuck, that guy ain't your fucking friend, you know what I mean? Thinking, and they're talking about sleep. He's like, why do you put your alarm clock on? You know, wouldn't it be better if you would... I think it should be better that you go in and you sleep till 2:30 and you come in and blah, blah, blah. And he keeps saying his answer, like, I want to get the machines early and all that, you know? It's like, don't tell another old person how to live their life when you're a fucking old person and your way isn't even better. You know what I mean? You're not gonna live to 100, so shut the fuck up. Someone's in the bathroom. Did you hear all that? So what? It could also be, he's not French, he's from here. So he's not French, where they do that type of bullshit for sport, right? To help people. Whatever. You know? But you're not in France here. But no, he's from here. And... Or could it be me that I'm too sensitive, or that I don't want to hear shit like that, you know? I know what it is. It's if he accepts shit like that, I would think that says something about him. You know? I didn't get to show you the other person because he was blocking him, but whatever, it's no biggie. It's like... I have zero tolerance for shit like that. You know what I mean? I even had a few years ago when I was seeing the psychologist. It was like near towards the end, when he finally admitted that he wasn't really helping me anymore. It was just to kind of keep me in limbo until he can get me to another place, which never happened. But he would do shit like that too, you know. It's kind of like a gaslighting type thing, yeah. You know what I mean? Shut the fuck up. You know, your opinion is no longer wanted or of any value since you laid your cards out. You know what I mean? It's like people can't listen without giving a judgment, thinking that everything's cookie cutter. You know what I mean? Whatever. All right, so I'm back home. It's 4:54. I gotta be quiet. I've been thinking again, after the workout, I've been thinking about that situation at the beginning at the gym with those old fucks, you know? And I've been thinking about people who I invite into my life, which is just sexual, and then nothing after that. I don't have a tolerance for that. Like one person I blocked, then of course I removed it, and then because I want to test it out again to see if there was a sexual part, and then he goes like, everyone hates me, including you. And then I just don't answer that. I'm like, you are fucking like an adult. Stop acting like a kid. No one hates you. No one even knows you. So you're not a victim. And that's kind of what I attract a lot. Also, there was another person who was supposed to come visit yesterday or the day before. And like he had contacted me and I'm like, okay. But he has a habit for just being non-communicative. And he never showed up or whatever, so just fuck that. I'm going to block him. There's a fine line I find between giving a chance, but I don't know the person. I mean, I know the person because that's what I attract, but that's not what's good for me in my life. All right, so it's 4:20. I attempted to go to the gym. It didn't go that well, but the whole point is to keep the routine. You know what I mean? This is only the second day. Waking up at 1. And it was difficult the second day. Yes, it was okay. But I had less sleep today. And of course I now have the phone in the kitchen. So I have to actually wake up, get up and physically close it. But then I shut it off. I have 2 alarms. And I'm like, I have the second alarm. And I went back to snooze. I did that twice, so it's not true that the phone, the alarm being in another room gets you up, That's a little bit of bullshit. But anyways, I'm pushing through my day. I have laundry to do. I have shirts to scrub and underwear to scrub because let it go too much. So that's what I'm gonna have to do while I'm cooking food, while I'm getting myself ready for work. So at least I was able to manage to get the priority for today. I did do the bill for today's class, while being groggy. So the whole morning before getting here was all about the overwhelm of not being in control of everything, not being in control of doing what I need to do. It was really tough, really, really tough. Now I'm a little better, trying to take things in stride. You have to remove things from your to-do list while putting other things in. That's part of the way it is. Because I don't want to feel like I'm constantly going around in circles and not getting anything accomplished and not being able to move forward. So again, I guess the whole goal is, even on bad days like this, that I get some semblance of a system going. You know what I mean? And that a lot of things will be on automatic. I know today I gotta do groceries because I only bought for 2 days. Yeah. What I like is that I prepare, tofu and veggies, and I fill it up. I use the whole tofu. So it creates 2 meals. So when I got home, I had the second meal. It was all in that one Rubbermaid or Tupperware container. And it was quite tasty. But at home, I added mayonnaise. I don't know, I just wanted to add that extra. I'm trying to, be frugal with that, but It's a guilty pleasure. So I'm starting to feel a little calm now, so that's good. So that'll help me go through what I need to go through, relax. That's the whole point, to be able to stay relaxed. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh my god, I just took another towel that I've been wanting to do this morning. And as I'm doing that, the only other person who's here